The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. The Rap Roundtable is back with a quick check-in. You know, Wednesday night action. We don't normally do it, but why not? You know?
Why not?
Everybody else changing their schedules, so why not us, huh?
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Anyway, as you pulling in, as always, make sure you hit that like button. The goal, as always, is 300 likes per video. It costs you nothing to hit that like. If this video hits 1,000 views, and it should, 300 of y'all who press play out of that 1,000 might work. You dig?
Yeah.
How I see it, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell option. We're gonna hit. I'm gonna talk to YouTube because apparently some of the people who've done everything we asked them to do are still not getting notified. Send Mace when we go on air.
That's crazy.
So
man.
Google,
I've seen that often.
Google, get on your shit.
Because you're hurting our business if people don't know that we're on the air. But nevertheless, it's your boy Joff here alongside Sincere the Rap Snob.
What up? What up?
Alongside the homie Mace.
What up, gang?
Deanie's on the clock working, making that chicken. So it's just three of us real quick. But we had to address it because of course the news broke while 77 was on the air that Melle Mel responded to Eminem, and fair is fair. I would say that the Rap Roundtable was kind of ahead of that one too. We kind of mapped out what it would sound like, and
well, I wasn't. I was absolutely 100% certain that Melle Mel would not respond to this. Not in a million years.
But
I never saw it. This shit was not on my bingo card at all.
But we said if he did respond, it would sound like this. Hip hop started in the Bronx. So what was it? What was your boss saying?
Hip hop started out in the park. Eminem, I'm gonna leave him in the dark.
Yo, so Mace, I'm gonna come to Mace first. I think Mace was the least disrespectful of all of us with 77's drop. You heard it.
Surprise.
What do you think about this response, bro?
Listen, man. Pill Clinton or Pill Gates, man. Which one you want to call? Listen.
That's bars, man.
He wrote that.
Oh damn. Yo,
let's keep it peace.
Somehow said you wrote that and it didn't sound complimentary. Copy that, man. Copy that. Yeah. Listen. How do I feel about the record? Not impressed. You know, I want to give him leeway. I want to judge him on the curve. I want to be respectful to the legend, but it's not good, guys. It's not good, man. I snickered at a couple parts. You know what I mean? You piss in the elevator and rap. You know what I mean? That earned a grin. You know, just like I said, the aforementioned Pill Clinton and Pill Gates. I had to run that back. Like, did I hear that? Not for good reasons, but. Listen, man, it's just as we predicted. I don't want to diss Melle, man. Like, I love the message, bro, but this shit was trash, bro. This shit wasn't good. Like, I'm not even an Eminem fan. I didn't even think this what's even the name of him and Easy Mel's song? I don't even remember that, to be honest with you. The Realest, there we go. I wasn't even blown away by that, to be honest, pause. But this joint, man, listen, it wasn't good, and I wasn't expecting, you know, a bunch of great rhymes. I respect that he stayed in his own pocket. I'm glad we didn't hear Amigos flow. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad, you know, we didn't hear about him putting the gun to M's temple. You know, he stayed in his lane. I'll applaud him for that. It came back pretty quick from the Eminem diss. Credit to that, you know. But other than that, I don't have much more credit to give you. I'm sorry.
Faster than Jim Jones.
Yo, right?
Give him that.
You did the video with the microphone outside of somewhere in the Bronx is coming next?
Right on Sedgwick, man.
Right on Sedgwick Ave. It's gonna drop on Friday.
Feel me?
Chill. Yo, listen, man. Listen. This pains me. This hurts, man. I want to try to be as respectful as possible.
Right.
But Mr. Mel.
Mr. Mel, OG.
Mr. Mel.
Respectfully.
Why'd you do this? Why'd you jump out the window like this? I don't like I was siding with you on the matter, right? On episode 77, I was like, look, man, Melle Mel kind of has a point. Maybe not 100%, but he kind of has a point. And I was with him, and I was like, I don't see him responding. So I was like, Eminem is being on his bully shit again, going after people that's not going to respond. But then you responded. This blows my entire fucking argument out the water, man. And it fucking pains me because it was like I told Eminem, you should have just kept this one in his pocket, bro. Like, neither one of them should have done any of this. This whole shit is a fucking shit show mess. This is the worst possible week, the worst possible time for this to even happen, right? August 11th is on Friday. We don't need any of this, man. Like, none of this should have happened. What kind of fucking what alternate universe are we in, man? Like, this is the worst timeline out of all of them right now, man. This is awful, man. I hate all of it. But
you know
this,
what it is?
in terms of this rap, this was not it, man.
Not it.
Not it.
You
not
know
it
what?
At all, man.
I think at the Rap Roundtable, bro, we really got to invest in a new segment where it's gonna be called "Nobody Asked for This." Because there'd be a lot of shit that we talk about, Mace, when Deanie's here, Deanie as well, where nobody asked for what was delivered to us musically, news-wise, etc. And as soon as talking, I'm like, he's scoring because it's like nobody wanted this. A week ago, nobody was thinking about M dissing Melle Mel. We just got mad at Shan for making Hip Hop 50 kind of left field with whatever he was doing with Nas, because we felt like of all years to not do that type of thing as legends, it will be this year. Let's kumbaya this year. Hip Hop 51, we can get back to the bullshit. But Hip Hop 50, let's play nice. So I'm listening when I say nobody asked for this. In fact, this is the inaugural nobody asked for this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because
first episode,
nobody asked for this. And we would have preferred if he responded to Game when he dissed you when he was doing his album rollout a year ago. We would have been all for that. We'd have had so much content just involving Game versus Eminem, because it would have been two, good rappers, good to great rappers, dueling it out, and there would have been a clear winner, a clear loser, or at least Game would have dissed you back and then claimed victory like he does with all his diss records. Game disses you and then says he won. That's what he does. And then we could have debated that, because there would have been some bars, because because Game would want M to respond for the longest. And the response was so unnecessary that all M got was an IG post. So that just tells me even further that this ain't what nobody wanted. You know what I mean? But to the Melle Mel of it all, bro, OG Mel, I got to be respectful too. I know y'all see me on here laughing and whatnot, but it's like, because I got a really big sense of humor. And if you don't find the comedy in this, then you're not human. Like bro, I mean, it's funny. On his head, it's funny. But what I'll say in fairness to Melle Mel, he sounded much better than I thought it would. You know what I mean? Like, I would say from whatever he was back in the day, there hasn't been much erosion. Like, the voice sounded good. He didn't sound old. I don't know maybe who his engineer was, but he sounded great. With the little flow he was trying to hit, it was all right. Whatever he had in the past, he did not lose any of it. Maybe that's why he feel like he could out-rap all the young guys today, because it's like he feel like he's still him from the 80s. You know what I mean? And based on what I heard 80s Mel in full force. You know, the line about the cockroach, I mean, I don't know, it's cool. If it was like an 80s diss, he'd have won on the first bar. You know what I mean? But the reality is,
Busy B would have been done.
Son, how I look at Mace, how I see it is this. Why? You know what I mean? Melle Mel, just do an interview. Go talk hot some more. Call into Charlemagne. Call into Ebro. Call into whoever the Detroit radio host is. Call in the big boy out west. But to do a record and to do it this way, it makes me beg the question, like, did he have this recorded and he was just waiting for M? Is that why the turnaround was so quick? Because
I don't know, man.
Bro, it's the story of Adidas in 2023, bro.
Look, if there is anything positive I want to say about this, to back Jarv a little bit, the fact that he still has this energy in him, that he still has this competitive spirit about him, I respect it on a certain level. You know what I mean? But as a fan, I mean, the 82 flow, the bars, Pill Clinton and Pill Gates hit him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
bars.
The raw at the end, like it was 82 all over again, and he just spit some fire flame shit. Like, bro, none of this hit. I wish he would have thought twice about it as a man. But whatever.
Well, let's beg the question here, just for the sake of it, because we got to cover our bases here. Comedy, jokes, seriousness, we got to cover it all. Maybe in Melle Mel's mind, his version of hip hop is the purest form. So why should he change up the rapping, the raw, whatever? Maybe he felt like this is our shit. We started it. Let me show this guest how it's supposed to sound. I'm just begging the question here. No?
Nah, man. I can't even as much. And we all know how I feel about Eminem, but that's too far, bro. That's a super stretch. That's a Bikram yoga stretch. Right
Mr. Fantastic.
That's Dalsim in Street Fighter, bro. You stretching crazy right now, bro.
Hey,
that used to be cheese, by the way, man. Hated playing Dalsim. And we gotta remember, Mel is doing what he probably looks at a lot of hip hop now doesn't do. He's keeping the same energy. We have to remember this interview that he had. He was speaking on the Billboard Top 50, right? And he was speaking about how he would out-rap any of them, right? Eminem, Jay-Z, Nas, Kendrick, all of them. He said, you know what I mean? Marshall stepped up to the challenge, so he had to show him what it was. Now, somehow, this diss ended up being worse than the Nick Cannon Eminem diss, worse than the Insane Clown Posse Eminem diss. The Mariah Eminem diss is classic. I ain't gonna lie. Shout to Guwap, you know what I'm saying? But somehow, of the many people who diss Eminem, this isn't high on the list. But like Sin said, I appreciate the true MC energy. You know what I mean? We gotta respect that.
And at the end of the day, all of this is Eminem's fault.
How so? Break it down.
All of it. I mean, because Melle said what he said in an interview. And like I said on 77, you should just let that shit ride. You shouldn't have, entertained it the way that he did. It shouldn't have got to him the way that he did. You know what I mean? Even if he looks up to Melle Mel, still at the end of the day, Melle Mel is an older gentleman, in the twilight of his life. And, older people are going to say crazy shit and, fly off the handle from time to time, right? You just got to chalk it up to them being old and being like, well, in my heyday, you know what I mean? Like, that's just going to happen. You should have just, brushed that shit off his shoulder and let it rock. But now, Eminem had to go and open his mouth about it on a diss track. Well, I mean, not the whole diss track, but, on a diss verse. And open this fucking shitty-ass floodgate. Like, he should. If he wouldn't have said nothing, we wouldn't be right here with Melle Mel. So
that's a fact.
At the end of the day, Eminem should have been the bigger person, especially as a guest in hip hop, and left it alone.
And again, because we noticed yesterday when 77 released, because this is essentially 77 continued, that a lot of people missed where we talked about we don't even care about Eminem responding and being a battle rapper a lot of times. What we do care about is who he chooses to respond to. And a lot of people, because they love their favorites, they gloss over that fact that if Hov would have said something about M and M responded, we'd have been fine with it. Some people was talking about he did respond to Joe Budden. When Joe Budden was an active rapper, did he respond to Joe, or did he respond to Joe Budden about podcast? That was, I think Mace made it clear that he responded when Joe was a full-time podcaster. You know what I mean? So it's like we were responding to people who can't beat you. So the whole argument to say that, M would beat anybody, he's the most skilled MC, who's he proved it against in rap? Who's M's greatest victory? Who can we look back on and say M got in the ring with this rapper and won?
And the shit is that his fans are so quick to be like, yo, Eminem is a battle rapper at heart, and he won mad battles in Detroit and blah blah 30 years ago or whatever. Right. But on record in the industry, he doesn't have a Ether versus Takeover. He doesn't have a No Vaseline versus NWA. He doesn't even have a LL Cool J versus Cannabis moment. Fuck out of here. He don't have a story of body dog. He don't have a back-to-back. He don't even got niggas shit fucking with the modern disses. He don't got a control verse, bro.
He don't even have a Jim Jones, I smacked the kufi off your head moment. He don't got to touch it in Miami with Max B. He don't got nothing.
Y'all say he got mad stripes. Where's the stripes? Show me the stripes.
He don't got a Shifa. You know what I mean?
Not even that.
Like, bro, and the thing is, the one time he got in the ring, and this is the thing. Well, the one time he did get in the ring, like, with a rapper, it was MGK, a person who knew nobody would take seriously.
Facts. And that's funny because I'm sure he looked at MGK and was like, oh, I'm going to wax this guy. This is another easy victory for me. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker's not going to fight back. And what happened?
He fought back.
And it's kind of a split decision. I'm going with MGK.
I mean, I went with MGK in real time. Eminem fans didn't like that, but
it is what it is.
It like all the syllables that M rapped in the world couldn't get away from the fact that MGK told him to stop yelling on wax, and M ain't yelled since. You know what I mean? Fellas, before we get out of here, we gotta, speaking of those Eminem fans, we got a couple of responses we're gonna have like a little mini mailbag, Eminem edition.
Shit, let's do it.
You know what I mean?
Now?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it. Fuck it.
So we have a few people who are very upset with us about our takeaways. So the Chosen One 1877 had a couple of comments. He says MGK beat M so bad that MGK had to change genres. Clown World. So he's trying to say that we said MGK beat Eminem, but then MGK became a rock star.
So he's being sarcastic.
He's being sarcastic. Then he goes on to say that white boy got everyone shook for real. Y'all will sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow and it will be the same. Ain't nobody effing with M on the mic. Real-ish.
Prime M had people thinking, oh, I got to think twice, about getting on the track with him. Similar to Big Pun in his prime, similar to Cannabis in his prime, similar to Big L in his prime. There's been a few MCs that was able to, because of their style, kind of have other MCs on pause, but it's been at least 15 years since that's been the case, bro. We got to be honest, man. Like, at this point, you got MGKs in the games. We literally have seen a compilation of the game saying 10 years ago, oh, everybody fears this dude, to 10 years from now, dissing him because that shows in real time. Motherfuckers don't care anymore. Exactly. You got dudes getting funny off of Eminem memes, rapping his bars, bro. We got to be honest about it. It's been a tale of two Eminems, bro.
And again, as we always say, when we talk about Eminem, we're not talking about Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, and we're talking about everything after that.
We gave him 3 rings, didn't we, when we did our ring talk?
Bro, listen, look, Eminem is a middle-aged white man. Like, ain't nobody scared of him, bro. And
for the record, MGK is rapping.
Depending on where you at, that might be the people to be afraid of, bro.
And you know what? People talking about,
we saw what happened in Montgomery, man.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. People talking about do your research and all that. MGK is back rapping, and for those who don't actually love rap, that just love Eminem, MGK can really rap. He's not a dude who's average at rhyming. Like, he's actually nice.
Nah, I gotta address that dude that said we need to do our research, because like his whole argument was crazy, because I feel like he felt that we said he's only responding to Melle Mel because he's on a song with another white rapper, which is Filipino, but like Jace, you know what I mean?
Nice.
But that's not what we're saying at all. What we're saying is that it feels weird and it's bad optics to diss one of the pioneers and forefathers of hip hop next to another non-black rapper on the month of the anniversary of hip hop. That's all bad optics. That's just fucking weird.
We felt the same way when Nelly talked about KRS. We felt the same way when Soulja Boy started dissing Ice-T. Like, that's just, you know what I mean? We're not picking on Eminem, bro.
That whole thing, like, I got need people, like, that whole do your research thing, like, it's old hat. Like, don't come here and say that to us, bro. Like, we did the research. We did.
We have read a Wikipedia page.
But then we do the knowledge.
We do the research and follow it up with doing the knowledge.
Well, follow it up with doing the knowledge, yeah.
I'm trying to find his comment so I can put his name on it, but oh well. Moving on.
You know who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck him anyway.
He'll.
Jeez.
Bam said. So,
nah, man, I'm sick, bro. Fuck out.
Like this whole idea that we don't do the research, like, I think I get offended because it kind of falls in line with the long segment. Yeah, like, we spend so much time spelling everything out for y'all verbally. We don't gloss over anything. We spell the whole thing out for y'all, and then y'all still tell us the opposite of what we said. Like, it's mind-boggling to me. Benjamin Samu 9913 says, your life is a fail, in caps, a lot of L's on that. Having M rent free in your stupid ass head. Bitch, get a life. Losers. Who would like to take that one?
Bro, he literally just dropped the track. It's not like we just pulled Eminem's name out of our ass. Like, come on, bro. He dropped the track. He dissed one of the forefathers of hip hop. We're not supposed to talk about it?
No.
We now have been. Go ahead, Joe.
Had we not, they would have been like, "Oh no, y'all don't want to talk about M. How come nobody talking about M?" They would have been rushing us that way.
I don't even remember the last time we talked about M like this, bro.
Shit.
We collecting the Infinity Stones, man. We talk about Nas too much. We Avengers. Eminem lives rent free in our head. Like,
can't win.
Come on, man. We getting up there.
We got 2 more fingers to go, man.
We don't talk about women neither, guys.
Oh yeah, that's another one. That's the other one.
We just need the pinky ring. That's it.
What's the other issue in hip hop that we do talk about that they say we don't? Damn, there's another one I know we're forgetting.
We'll have to think on it.
You're right. We'll get back to that. And that whole Nas thing makes it funny that you said it, because on Sunday I was told that again, literally verbatim from one of my homies' bids. It was like, yo, I tap into all your episodes, but y'all always talking about Nas. You know what I mean? So again, when y'all keep the half of y'all that really come here acting like we don't support Nas, we get people in real life shooting at us. Our people telling us we talk about Nas too much. So please be respectful when you come in the chat. Mr. Workout 5419 says, I'm about hip hop. Eminem is still one of the greatest lyricists ever. And it's funny when I hear people act like his last 2 albums weren't good. Like he just might have a good verse here and there. I think that's disingenuous. Sin, that's for you.
They weren't. Okay. The last 2 albums were not good. Eminem suffers from 2 things. One, the production is awful. 2, I don't know what happened to his cadence and his pocket work, but that shit deteriorated over time, which is why we were so impressed with this verse that he just dropped, because it's like, hey, listen, it happened with Nas. Maybe Eminem is about to go on 3P, 4P, 5P, who knows? But I hear a reinvigorated flow. Maybe he needed to be dissed by Melle Mel or a forefather hip hop. I don't know, to get that, to awaken that beast. But as far as like, his recent discography, it's still a no for me, dog. Like, you can't convince me otherwise.
It's a no for me, dog. Hey, man. Hey, look. Again, if you come in and you listen to the shit and you didn't hear us compliment the technical aspect of his verse, show love to it, and miss the point where we were upset at the principle of the verse. Again, I would say we didn't even kill Eminem like we normally would on this show. We were talking about the fact that the verse was good, but why respond to this guy during Hip Hop 50, an OG who doesn't even deserve any bars? He just deserves to be ignored. Let OG say what he want to say. We said all of these things, but y'all get in y'all feeling so much, y'all super fans, that y'all don't listen. I just get emotional and react before you actually take heed to what's being said. Now, Mace, this one is for you.
It's a ride.
And Disa 9599 says, why do we conveniently forget that Eminem didn't get involved in the 50 and Ja beef until Ja brought in his daughter's name? I guess that level of honesty doesn't go well with the narrative we want to paint, huh? Mace, you were the one who mentioned that he you know what I mean, with Ja. This is all yours.
Yes, he mentioned, Ja Rule mentioned him on Wax first, but Eminem had signed and funded a dude who was destroying his career. It was only like, you know what I mean? If I'm a diss 50, I might as well diss him and Dre. Like, come on, let's be honest.
Was it 50 dissing people standing next to Ja? It's the same thing in reverse, ain't it?
The whole label, bro. Like, let's be honest, man. Like, so it was only smart. Like, yeah, okay, that's true. But I'm just saying, like, what it Ja had no fucking choice, bro. Like,
maybe Ja should have dissed Eminem's moms, because he didn't give a fuck about her. So
fair play.
That was the better route.
And that was the famous line. M, you claim your mother's a crackhead and Kim is a known slut. So what's Haley gonna be when she grows up? That was the famous line. So he got all 3 of them in one.
Yeah, you're right.
And Disa spun back and says, by hood, what do you mean? Because in Africa, Eminem has way more fans than almost all black rappers. And Disa, you an Africa fan? Like, how do you know that? Did you take a poll? You know what I mean? Is this one of those political polls where 80% of the people are going to vote for this guy, but nobody asked me in particular, so I don't know who's polling who? Pause. So what do you mean by that, Disa?
Yo.
Yeah, I paused it. Yeah. Like, and Disa, how do you know that? Unless you're in Africa, like you made that up, fam. We're not jacking.
You made that up. We gotta be honest.
Mamba, one of our regular viewers, said Mamba 4817 says, if we talking about bars, come on, y'all. MGK wasn't even close in any way. Shit like your beard is where it isn't gonna cut it. It got overhyped because he came at him and people liked the beat. Shit was trash. Shit was trash to you.
Word.
Because a lot of people on the internet, on all platforms, and in our chat all over the world, felt like MGK scored. He landed with his bars. So
it did.
If you
came
like
the closest out of anybody.
What did you want? You wanted like metaphor flips and like double entendres? Like, it's a diss track, bro. Come on now.
My thing is, people want us to be objective all the time so that they could be biased fans. Nah, you be objective too, Mamba. Like, the bars landed. Last but not least, we got two more, then we can get up out of here. Mr. Strange World 5977 says, you guys are flat out wrong when it comes to Eminem. Sincere, what do you have to say to
that? Go watch another podcast. Leave us alone.
Damn it, man.
Leave us alone.
Paymona 958, who's relatively new to being in the comment section of the Rap Roundtable, because again, guys, we know when you comment on everything. So don't think you could just sneak in front like you've been watching. Like, your history of anything that you do with us, we can track it. So Paymona, you just got here. He says, the hate about dope certified artists because of his race is crazy. Can you take one guess what race Paymona is? You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, we the reverse racism card, man.
He didn't like that play either, that reverse racism bit.
Hey, I bet he didn't.
But here's the thing. Let's be serious for a second, because race is always a touchy subject. The reality is, Paymona and everyone else, a lot of times when we get into these conversations about Eminem and we say certain things about his position in the culture, if majority of the people who say it look like us, and the majority of the people who fight against it don't look like us, can't you see the divide there? Like, instead of fighting against the divide, let's build, let's get to a middle ground. Let's have an understanding. Because there's too many black rap fans, black people in hip hop, black forefathers of hip hop who feel this way. So if the white people who love M and respect you guys who love M feel the opposite, you really gotta read the room then. Maybe these people know what they're talking about when they say he's a guest or he gets overrated because of what he looks like, etc. You don't think if so many people feel that way, it might be some truth to it?
I really wanted to see a Venn diagram of this segment of Eminem fans and people that say, you know, so we miss. I want to see that Venn diagram and see how big of a chunk. Because you know, for the minute.
The
focus.
Well, they just like to say that shit. That shit was,
man. If she ain't did in a hot, got you know for it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, read the room. To all the people who love Eminem, who happen to be white, if we feel so strongly about it, and this has taken nothing away, because there's been other white rappers who have not been as successful as Eminem.
Mac Miller.
Come on.
Listen.
But the fact that
Miller was about the culture, bro.
There you go. But that's been our issue this whole time, because there's been other rappers who've been just as good as M, who happen to be black or even Latino, who didn't get any of the looks. If a black or Latino or Latina rapper took the shots that Eminem was taking at the pop stars in the late 90s, they would have been looked at as a super crazy villain with bad intention. They would have been villainized throughout the nation. Because M was viewed as quirky white guy with funny music videos, he was able to get away with so much shit that ingratiated himself to the culture beyond black people, to pop culture. These are the facts. If Hov would have been dissing Britney Spears as a drug dealer rapper, or Wu-Tang would have been dissing the Backstreet Boys or Christina Aguilera, do you think he would have been embraced like that? Hell no.
Facts.
So have them conversations before you get in your feelings to understand the bigger picture of understanding how Eminem is positioned as a mega pop star. It's deeper than rap. Long story short.
Facts.
Anyway, we're gonna shut it down right here. Quick check-in. Appreciate everybody who pulled up. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. And since it's the Rap Snob, we appreciate you pulling up midweek, stopping everything you got going on to talk to the people. Yes, you can take us home.
Yo, for the Rap Roundtable, Job the point guard, Macito, voice of the industry, young people occasionally still. I am Sincere the Rap Snob. I make beats, holla at me. It's the Rap Roundtable for the quick check-in Wednesday night. We out of here.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Yes, sir.